clicked on this video for a reality check, right? So let's understand why. So, you have a lot of things in your life, right? Where you just don't feel like you want to understand it sometimes. And it's usually by habit, right? I don't want to really know why I want to do, play games instead of homework. Why I don't want to do, these 3, 4, 5 papers. Papers. And it's so easy to just push these emotions away, right? Not even thinking about it. And there's a lot of questions we ask, like, why do I push my emotions away? Why do I not want to ask a question? We're just so caught up in this world where we don't want to look at feelings first and foremost. We don't want to identify why someone, say, posted this or feels in a certain way. We're always so easy to just draw to a conclusion. And that comes with you as well, yourself. How you perceive the way you want to look at something, right? I don't want to do this homework. I don't really know why. I don't really want to be around with friends for today. I don't really know why. And so what I do instead is push it away and say, I guess I can just play games instead. I guess I can just sleep all day or something like that, right? But do we ever stop and just ask ourselves why? That's pretty hard nowadays, isn't it? Just earlier, a few minutes ago, I got stung by a wasp. That's true. I was trying to film a video and got stung on the leg. Ow. Ow. I don't know why I did that. Yeah. And I felt fear a little bit. I felt panic. I was like, ow, why? Why are you doing that? And I also felt, when I thought about it a little bit more, confusion. Like, why did this happen to me? Long story short, it hurt. It hurt. But what I felt was confusion, fear, a little bit, some panic. I wanted to identify what it was. And this applies to, less superficial things too. So, not getting stung by a wasp, rather, being around people. Why do I not want to be around someone? Why do I not want to be around friends right now? Maybe it's because I just, I want to do homework, or I want to feel like I have some time to myself, whatever the reason may be, But it's so hard nowadays to just stop, right? To just check yourself and say, is this the reality that I am in? Or just feel like I want to be in? And yet I never actually do anything to kind of work myself or feel happy, feel engaged with this work, this friend group, this situation at the house or whatever. You gotta, understand that filter where you just feel like you don't want to really. You're just always pushing feelings away. There's that filter that pushes you away from friends, a filter that pushes you away from wanting to play a game because you want rest, because you want to calm your mind, quote unquote. So you gotta find a pattern with this filter. What's so common and why I don't do X, Y, and Z. What shows up all the time. Because, life, it's not this big boss, right? I mean, it's an analogy, right? So you got this big boss, right? You got your sword, you got your bow. Is that what life is? Or would you rather say life is a lot of, small little NPCs, small little enemies, kind of challenges, little tasks that you can organize into feeling, into perceiving, into understanding this little thing, this other little thing, and knowing the whole picture of what your filter is, what your filter says about dealing with this, friend, this homework, schoolwork. So you just gotta understand, you'll do great, alright? But there's always a reason to understand your perception of reality, your perception of what you want and what you actually trying to do, Ask yourself, just ask yourself, because there's always someone there who's gonna believe in you, okay? Even if it doesn't feel like it, maybe just stop for a little bit and ask yourself, why? Who do I have in my life? Why are they in my life? Why do I include them, So try to understand your perspective, alright? That's my reality check. Stay safe, okay? Love you all.